The world is filled with such malice, crime, and neglect that the mass media omits reality from the developed world. Innocent people are tortured when reluctant of the ideas of their government. Starvation overcomes man's body and rips the life from his very bones, as done to this man. Men and women endure the incredible physical and emotional pain that war brings upon them. Man is isolated as they live, breathe, and mourn. But how can we make this pain end? James Nachtwey is a contemporary American photojournalist who is considered to be one of the most influential war photographers of his time. Nachtwey tours the world and photographs war, poverty, starvation, torture, and disease. James Nachtwey has devoted his life to informing the world of such misfortune by raising awareness through his photographs. His photographs capture graphic images that are hard to look at because the world refuses to believe such events are occurring. These images are stories that unleash emotion and compassion in the viewer that Nachtwey believes will ultimately be the end of such sadness. Nachtwey's photograph changed man's outlook on life. This new outlook will create a peaceful earth without war or suffering. Born and raised in Massachusetts, James Nachtwey pursued his education at Dartmouth College with a major in art history and political science. His self-taught photography techniques have been influenced by the Vietnam War and civil rights movements. Nachtwey aims to change the world one photograph at a time through the act of being a witness. His photographs take us on a journey to Sudan and Somalia to witness the fight against starvation and AIDS. Nachtwey uses black and white in his photographs to set the mood. As the starving man lays upon the dirt floor, Nachtwey creates a rushing sense of emotion in the viewer. His body is nothing but skin and bones and has had the life sucked out of him, an image so graphic the world has never witnessed something of its magnitude. This starving person receives a paper from a well-dressed man, something that won't seem to help him, ultimately showing that these starving people don't receive what they need: food. Nachtwey captures other starving men and children to show that hunger has no limitations. His photographs do not show faces at times and make people anonymous, proving that these people are irrelevant to the developed world. Their pain is anonymous as they live without help. By taking these painful photographs, Nachtwey sends the message to the world that people must be more compassionate and giving towards the people in need. The photographs he has also taken of the victims of AIDS show the same pain and suffering, only through a more obvious expression as through their faces. The use of white in Nachtwey's photographs is used to symbolize the innocence and purity of the people. This innocence does not protect them from harm. The photographs Nachtwey has taken of war take us all around the world to places such as Afghanistan, Israel, Kosovo, and Bosnia. Nachtwey portrays war as evil, as shown in this photograph. He has portrayed the world as being exposed through destruction and hatred. Nachtwey also uses dark colors such as these clouds to signify the impurity of war. James Nachtwey again uses the same concept of making his subjects, the little girls, anonymous. This photograph uses the contrast of dark and light colors to show that war destroys the purity of life. This photograph of an imprint of a man killed by Serbs uses the same contrast of color to show the killing of the innocent in war. This innocence is also anonymous. His camera angles also add to the emotion of the piece. Throughout all of his photographs, the pain and suffering is overwhelming. An example of that would be these brothers grieving over the loss of their sibling in war. In this photograph, Nachtwey begged for the life of the man as he was being chased down the streets with people behind him ready to kill. Why did they kill him? What were their motives? It was simply their thirst for blood. Nachtwey tried to personally stop the mob from hurting this man, even if it meant risking his own life, even though it wasn't enough to save him. Nachtwey's photographs take us on a journey to Indonesia, where poverty is most commonly found. These poor people are working families with makeshift homes and scarce food. These people have jobs that would give other people in different countries a stable living, but due to the country's poverty, they are subdued to a hard life. This man has only one arm and one leg and is forced to stay strong to raise his children. As this woman washes her 14-year-old son, the pain on the child's face creates misery and compassion in the viewer. This photograph portrays the way that people turn their back on people in need of help, as shown by the way the well-dressed man is walking away from the homeless beggar. The woman's dish is nearly empty, and the man makes no attempt to fill it, showing how everyday people overlook opportunities to help people in need. Nachtwey's latest photograph is the fight against tuberculosis in countries such as India. This deadly disease is taking over countries and destroying families, even though there is a cure. If there are treatments and there is a cure, why are people dying from it? By raising awareness of the epidemic, Nachtwey gained support to save lives of people around the world. These photographs show the brutality of the disease and its effect on people. Nachtwey uses the gloved hands to show how these people are living under the pressure of the disease. He also uses the same theme of being anonymous as he did with war and starvation. The effect of shadows and body angles also make the subjects anonymous, showing that these people don't matter to the world. The X-ray is almost the same size as the woman's body, portraying the magnitude of the sickness. Nachtwey tries to show through his photographs that with awareness, change can come to the world.